What's up, party people? This video is just for the French horn section, or the horn section, all right? This is only for French horn people. If you're not a French horn player, you're watching the wrong video, go find the right one. All right, horn players, I'm gonna erase that because it's distracting me, okay? So French horn players, no matter what instrument we play, we call it the F concert scale. That's what scale we're dealing with today. So please write an F there for F concert, even though that's not your first note for this scale. Okay? And then step one is to figure out what your first note is. So we use the circle of fourths to do that. We'll use our cute little blue highlighter here. So if I say F, I go to the circle of fourths, that's where we are. You always go just one step counterclockwise to find the name of the scale for you. So I go in that direction and I find the first note of my scale, highlighted in red there, is C. So you've got it pretty easy on this one. We're gonna go, so now we're gonna go down here where it says write the scale below. You've figured out that your first note is C. Then we just go in alphabetical order after that. D, E, F, G. There's no H, so I start over at A, B, and C. And I get back to the letter with which I started. So that's why I decide when to stop. Okay. Our next step then is to go back. I'm going to erase the stuff on the circle. We use the circle here. Erase. We use the circle. At the top of the circle is 0 flats and 0 sharps. If we went this way, we'd be adding flats. If we went this way, we'd be adding sharps. For you, however, we decided that this is your starting note. That is 0 flats and 0 sharps. So we are done. You don't have to add a flat. You don't have to add a sharp. You just have written the letter names of the scale. Good to go. So now we go to the second page. This little instruction here, we don't really do that. That's okay. Especially for this one, the key signature for you is super easy. We draw our treble clef. We go down like this. The line goes a little above and a little below. Little loopy thing here, follows through down to here. I've got a treble clef. If your treble clef is a little ugly or disfigured, that's okay. You're not being graded on the quality of your treble clef. And then your key signature is done. We don't have flats, we don't have sharps, so I don't need to draw anything in this area because they would be wrong. Then the only other thing is to find your starting pitch. And so we're going to draw a ledger line down below like this and a note on there. That is your starting pitch. It is a C. So you'll play from here to here, and that's your F concert scale. Then the final step I would like you to do is on this third page, we're actually not gonna type or write our responses. What we're gonna do is grab a fingering chart and highlight the notes for this scale. So I'll have you go, and you've done this before, but I'll walk through it real quickly here. If you go to this, well, first you have to have a fingering chart in your photos. So find a fingering chart on Schoology or the internet, screenshot it. Then, once I've screenshotted that, I come back to this, I hit this plus button here, go to photo library, I'll grab my fingering chart out of there. I can literally just drag it out. Then grab one of these squares down at the bottom to make it bigger. And then, so then it's good. Now I'm gonna grab a highlighter. I don't wanna use red, that feels angry. I'm gonna use orange. And then I just highlight the notes of this scale. We talked above about first note being that C, so I find that. Then it went D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You'll notice I didn't highlight the ones in blue because there was no E flat, there was no F sharp, there was no A flat in this scale. So that's why I just went with the orange ones. So now I've done it. Those are the 8 notes that are in this scale. And you are done. You've got a highlighted fingering chart. Well, here, let's do a quick purple review of what we're supposed to do here. Make sure we've got it. On this first page, the main thing was I wrote the letter names of the scale and called this the F concert scale. Second page, I drew key signature, which didn't have any sharps or flats, so I really just drew a treble clef, and I drew my starting pitch. On the third page, I loaded in a fingering chart, and I highlighted just the notes for this scale on the fingering chart. After that, you are done. Go turn this in, and then go play the scale a few times and make sure it feels familiar to you. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.